The cryptocurrency market is currently experiencing a resurgence, and word, blockchain data nerds and chart wizards are all raving about the same thing. This may be it. After going through this crazy roller coaster, especially these last few harsh days, we've all been hoping for that magical reversal. I'm going to reveal why all of these brilliant minds, including this prominent chain analytics company, think that we're seeing the reversal in XRP. Oh yeah, there is no change in that optimistic attitude, and it is locked and loaded for something major. One analyst is even literally shouting from the rafters that XRP is going to completely destroy a formidable barrier wall that has been in place for 6 solid years. Here's the thing though. Right now, it's just a matter of waiting. As I always say, when something is being unfairly knocked down, markets have a weird way of finding its floor, unless there's a catastrophic event that completely wipes it out. However, reversals do occur and bottoms are discovered, unless there is a catastrophic event. Market math is involved. We witnessed the exact same strategy with XRP USD last year. Same intensity, same story. In all honesty, it's unfolding similarly to how XRP BTC did. XRP is currently trading at $2.80. I'm not whining, you know? That gorgeous green is all around us. The market as a whole is celebrating with 0 cents. Bitcoin is also flexing at $111,213. Seeing such statistics must be a thrill. Check this out then. The co-founders of Glassnode and Swissblock, two incredible on-chain analytics solutions, are the ones behind this post from the Nijini Tropic account. Only last night did Sampley drop. We're coming close to this gem. We are seeing stronger build-up in our liquidity measurements. It was immediately clear what was written on the wall. Since it's quite clear when you look at the data, I actually shared this the other day and added my 2 cents, saying something like it was never the end. Look, this market cycle hasn't even reached its apex yet. Now that's essentially a lock. That is, if the market has already peaked and we are directly entering a bear market, it just doesn't make up. And that would be really insane, entirely unlike anything we've seen in the 16-year history of cryptocurrency. Well, that would be completely nonsensical. Really, give it some thought. Contradicts all we know about human behavior in relation to global money flows and business cycles. If that were the case, the market would be a totally different place. However, our human DNA is exactly the same as it was in the previous cycle, the one before it, and all subsequent cycles indefinitely. Here's what I want to know. Do you honestly believe that individuals have suddenly lost interest in redistributing their funds to increase profits, as if they no longer desire that extra squeeze? Are we to assume that people are simply no longer interested in maximizing profits and engaging in greed, and that this is the end of it? Hurry up. I highly doubt it. There's no logic behind that, and this data is rather obvious. Crypto, with Bitcoin at the forefront, closely monitors global M2, and you know what? That has been increasing. Rob Hall has been talking about this all the time, and I've been bringing it up in my most recent videos. What's almost certain is that despite the fact that global M2 recently reached all-time highs, it will continue to rise in that direction. This indicates that cryptocurrency has even more room to continue following that trend. Yes, there is a 3-month delay, because funds do not appear in asset classes all at once. It finally finds itself at risk on things like stocks and cryptocurrency, after taking some time to move through the system. Here's the problem though. It will arrive. Look, I'm not even positive whether we've purchased them yet. But hey, the market is rising at this rate as well. But the point is, since I can't anticipate the future, it doesn't really matter if the market drops a little, or if it has already declined by the time you're reading this. A slight decline is simply the nature of cryptocurrency. It's all ups and downs, and you're missing the point if you're not ecstatic about what's going on at the moment. This is the regime shift chart that Swissblock is displaying to us. In essence, it's how they determine if we're about to enter bull or bear territory, based on all of the short-term activity. They claim that their indicator accurately predicted a significant structural shift. This occurred immediately following Bitcoin's sharp decline, following its record-breaking high of $124,500. The fall. When we lost that $110,000 level, we fell to the bottom. However, following a period of sideways movement, their signal is currently flashing bullishly once more. And since Mark remains the most important figure to keep an eye on, that $110,000, the first concrete indication that this structural shift is indeed taking place would be if we could obtain a daily close above that level. Hey, just wanted to let you know that this was uploaded at 8 this morning, which is roughly 3.5 hours ago. In reality, Bitcoin is over the crucial mark they indicated, which is over $111,000 now. They're essentially stating that this appears potential, but they're not offering any assurances. It might be our first concrete indication that a change is imminent if it closes above that threshold. The problem is that many analysts believe that we are at a place where a turnaround could occur at any time. When the Russell 2000 begins to rise and tiny caps begin to take off, you can be sure that individuals are prepared to start taking risks once more. Yes, small caps are far riskier than large ones. That's the way it is. The cool part though comes after. It has long been known that altcoins will take off when the Russell 2000 begins to move. For literally years we have been waiting for both the Russell to reach a new all-time high, and for us to experience another true alt season, although neither has occurred as of yet. Both of these things have been a part of every cycle that we have witnessed. No one has ever done otherwise. Furthermore, I don't believe that this time will be any different. I simply don't see it taking place. Check this out then. According to a recent post by chart analyst Gert van Lagen, alts are about to soar beyond all expectations when the 3-week chart ended the August candle over the $1 trillion threshold. Actually, when you consider it, that makes perfect sense. If that didn't occur by the end of this market cycle, that would be really strange, wouldn't it? The $1 trillion mark, which he is referring to, is essentially at the prior peak. So when we're climbing back up there, we suddenly find ourselves facing that significant barrier level. The arrangement is ideal. It's at the right place, as if everything is falling into place just the way you want it to. And at last this item comes out, it will completely blow up. Take a look at this chart. In fact, he believes it would soar to almost $600 billion. To be honest, if he is correct, the multiplier from today's pricing will be crazy for any cryptocurrencies you now own. We're talking about advances. After all, that won't even come close to matching what we're witnessing today. Here, we're talking about far larger figures. This is what transpired. After being essentially challenged by someone who said, "Come on cred, deep down, you know we're heading below $100, chart analyst Credible Crypto published this post yesterday evening. It goes without saying that we are discussing Bitcoin. And what do you know? He did not simply dismiss it. In fact, he believes it is possible. It's not entirely impossible. Even while he says yes, absolutely. Here's the thing, we might fall below 100 cents. He doesn't actually believe that scenario. It's not the most likely scenario, in his opinion. However, he is being honest about the potential outcomes. Since it's a serious risk that you can't ignore, I actually discussed this exact scenario in my YouTube video from about a month ago. Here's what I've seen though. This cycle has already shown us this pattern multiple times. Immediately following a significant impulsive run upward, we experienced these extremely deep pullbacks, but they never quite reached that invalidation level and continue to rise. Hold on now. I'll return to the major point in a moment, but I really want to explain why I'm bringing up this specific post. The reason for this is that it immediately connects to what I was discussing 2 or 3 days ago. I was filming this movie the other day, and I wanted to make sure you all understood this point. We are approaching a critical level that might render everything null and void. And this isn't just what I'm saying. I follow a number of analysts who are essentially shouting from the rooftops. A $105,000 decline in Bitcoin might put us in grave danger. The proponent of blockchain technology has also been quite outspoken about this. According to him, a decline below that threshold could indicate that Bitcoin has reached its peak for the current market cycle. Yes, that does sound a little frightening. To be honest, none of us would want to witness it. The problem is that we might still see an alt season even if Bitcoin does peak. Therefore, we may not be totally screwed as XRP holders. Still, let's be honest. All of us would sleep better if Bitcoin continued to rise. Here's the thing. Because XRP and other altcoins will pump more as more money enters this market, we may witness one more parabolic surge. But pay attention, I've been bringing up this point for weeks. Concerns around the pivotal $105K level have been raised by a number of analysts.